Hey there, this is Kate Phillips. Welcome to my channel. This is the very first video for the Total Wealth Show, and I'm so excited that you are here. I'm doing this channel because I know that you are powerful, you are prosperous, and you are free. And yet, when it comes to money, you may be frustrated, fearful, freaked out. Add your own F word as it applies to money. More than 80% of people in the US say that money is their number one stressor, and it's usually the number one thing that couples fight about as well. And it doesn't have to be that way. So who am I and why am I doing this channel? My name is Kate Phillips again, and one of the things that I do is I write a newsletter for 7,000 investors. So for 10 years, I've been studying personal finance, investments, life insurance, economic research, as well as even since long before that, I've been looking at mindset and what makes the difference between those who succeed and those who fail. And I want to bring all of this information to you in little bite-sized pieces. I have been doing videos, Facebook Live videos on my Total Wealth page, but those have a pretty short shelf life. You know, after a week, they get pushed down beneath all of the new videos. So I am doing this new format here. And I have some very relevant experience to the whole idea of helping you free yourself from the burden of financial stress. I struggled with money all throughout my 20s, halfway through my 30s, and finally I felt like, I hit my stride. I became a realtor. I was selling homes. Even though I was a single mom, I was making six figures a year. I was building up my investments. I had gone through my own financial transformation, and I was starting to teach others. Gatherings in my living room every week. I was teaching other, primarily women, about becoming more prosperous, and I absolutely loved that. I knew that was what I wanted to do with my life. And as it turns out, there was a divine training program for that called Losing Everything. So in the Great Recession, when that hit, all of my assets turned into liabilities. I went through this it was a perfect storm of bad decisions, bad economy, bad circumstances as well. I bought my dream home 30 miles east of Seattle by a lake, 4-bedroom home with a wraparound front porch and a big backyard, backed up against rolling pasture. And when I closed on that, I went through a breakup with my significant other. So all of a sudden I was solo on the big mortgage, on the big new home. And then the economy absolutely tanked. And I had my assets in real estate, and pretty soon none of my assets were worth what I owed on them. My tenants were struggling to find work, and so I didn't have regular rent payments. It was a super stressful time. At the same time, my father became ill. He could no longer live independently. We moved him, into a hospital, then into a facility. Then eventually, when he could no longer stay there, I brought him home with me and I became his caregiver. Then my own health collapsed. I was sick for the better part of a year, culminating in a whole month with pneumonia in bed. Not a good strategy for a breadwinner. And I ended up losing absolutely everything, including my own home. I lost my income, my credit, my assets, everything. And I had to start from scratch. So there I was at the absolute bottom, and I discovered a strength. I discovered and abundance that I didn't know I had. And so starting over for me was this recognition that, oh my gosh, I had built up the trappings of a successful woman, but somewhere along the way, I forgot that I was the primary asset. One of the things I like to say is that sometimes a crisis of cash, what looks to be a cash crisis, is actually a crisis of confidence. So I reclaimed my own confidence. I learned to trust myself again. I stopped stressing about money, not when I built up to, six figures or a certain income or net worth again, but I stopped stressing about money when I had nothing, because I started to learn to activate that cycle of giving and receiving again. I started to trust myself again and trust that the flow was there, that money was coming in, that I could trust life to take care of me. So here it is, years later, and a lot of things have changed. My credit has recovered. I'm filming this from my own home again. I have savings again, investments again, and I've been able to travel some amazing places in the world, all over the world, to France, to Italy, to the Caribbean, to Bali, to Hawaii several times. 2 years ago, I spent over a month in Hawaii, which I had been wanting to do. Some beautiful places in Mexico as well. And I've been able to do those trips on cash. So I am now helping other people, move away from the financial stress and into their own prosperity. And that's what this channel is all about. It is about total wealth, I say, because I think that too often we have wealth really reduced to either it's the dollars in our bank account, but maybe we're miserable or we don't like what we're doing with our time to earn it, or then we have minimalism, which is wonderful, the simplicity. I aspire to be more of a minimalist, but sometimes that gets into this scarcity thinking where we're just trying to shrink ourselves down into this little box where we don't have the freedom that we might want. And then we've got personal finance, and that is so often disconnected from the world, the economic realities and trends going on. And we've got sometimes prosperity thinking that is, you might hear a phrase like, you just need to raise your wealth vibration. And sometimes this becomes really disconnected from that money in your bank account, or the cash flow coming in every month, or the debt that may be building up, because these things really do matter. And we can't be disconnected from reality, even as we take advantage of and utilize positive thinking, and we transform our belief systems. So I hope all of this is maybe making sense for you. I find that the way we do money in the US is so broken. It's so crazy. If you were a doctor, or chiropractor, or a healer of some sort, you would expect to have people come to you with problems and you would be helping them improve. But the way we do money is that financial planners and advisors, they seek out the 20% of people who are already succeeding with money. They're all looking to, bag the person that's got $10 million in assets so that they can sell them investments and earn commissions and fees on that. So we are just completely broken. We're getting our advice from people who are selling to us rather than telling us the truth about what it really means to be successful and how to get to that next level, and what it means to live a fulfilling life free from financial stress. So that's what this channel is about. So glad you're here. If there's something specific you would like to know about, I'd love to hear about that in the comments below, please. I'm filming this on March the 1st, 2020, and I will be back often as at least a couple of times a week with new videos for you. And as well, if you want to hunt me down on at my website, I've got a gift for you. It's a 22-page guide called Breakthrough to Abundance, the 4 reasons why you're stressing about money and how to break the cycle forever. That is at totalwealthcoaching.com. Thanks so much for being here. Welcome to my channel, The Total Wealth Show. And I'll be back. I hope you will too. Bye.